Hi, it's Paul W., the boss, back for another lesson on restaurant management. And again, we're talking about leadership. I believe this is number 4 on leadership alone, and number 5 or 6 or 7, and the whole log of the boss. Uh, Again, I'll apologize for the board being a little bit small, but soon you'll be able to get copies of all this that you'll be able to print off my website, which is www.theboss.rocks, helping restaurant owners, managers grow sales, profits professionally and personally. So let's get to the discussion at hand here. We're talking about leadership is controlling, but you can't control people. You can't control food, equipment, and controlling is measuring. So, ouch. But bang my knee on the desk. That hurts. Uh, Leadership is part control. It's not all control. You're not a tyrant or anything, but definitely part of leadership is controlling things. You got to be in control. What can you control? Things, food, people, food, equipment, building. Hopefully, you can control your people too, but not all are controllable. Some people you can control, others you can't. And what is that dependent upon? The levels of acceptance and willingness, and the amount of time you spent with them. They've worked for you, and also one-on-one. Okay, no one's going to let you control them that doesn't know you. So you got to spend time with your people. Um, what do you do when you can't control them? Number one, you can start teaching, training, motivate, inspire them. If you give to them and invest in them, normally most people will, in turn, cooperate. That's all people. They understand that when they accept a job. It's pretty common knowledge. So, but you guys spend time teaching them, training them, motivate them, and inspire them. What happens when that fails? Accountability. And then you got to discipline them. If that doesn't work, then you've got to replace that person. It's just part of the job. Next, measuring is controlling. If you you got to know where you're at if you're at point A and you want to get to point B, you got to know you're at point A. So you've got to be able to evaluate and then count. Whenever you want to control something, you want to be able to count it. Counting is very important. Put a number on it. You got to figure out a way to measure it. Okay, and counting is obviously measuring, weighing, whatever. Okay, you got to be able to put a number on it. If you can put a number on it, then it can become controllable. Okay, so that's why measuring is controlling. Identify specific real issues with an employee. Okay, you've got to know what the problems are before you can fix them. Okay, and then you got to make a game plan. You need the information from the evaluations, observing them, to be able to do that. And then you're going to teach and train them, or reteach and retrain them. Okay, and then you got to practice and coach them. You can't just throw them out a bunch of information and say, "Here, do it," and can't give someone a book on how to swim and then expect them to swim. Okay, you've got to train them, you got to teach them, and then you've got to train them. Then you've got to give them a chance to practice, and while they're practicing, you coach them along. That's a different part of the job, is coaching, and it's a very important part of the job. And then you've got to reevaluate them. Are they now meeting standards? Are they now controllable? Are they now performing the way you want them to perform? Okay, and lastly, you praise or you replace. And if they're doing a good job, you got to let them know. Praise them. Praise in public, by the way. Okay. And then if they're not, you now have trained them twice. You've trained them and retrained them, and they're not doing it. Now you've got to replace. If all the re's didn't work, reteach, retrain, repractice, recoach, reevaluate. If all those don't work, then it's replace. So that's controlling in your restaurant. Again, visit my website, www.boss.rocks, because I do rock, as I like to say, if I can get this in the right place, helping restaurant owners, managers grow sales, profits professionally and personally. Thank you, and y'all have a great day.